Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I've been going through my makeup and I thought, you know, I've got all of these old favorites that I barely ever touch. And we continue accumulating more and more makeup. Do you? Do you do that? And we kind of forget about past favorites. So I thought it would be a good idea if I would do a series. I really don't know how many would be in the series, but just once a week pulling out old favorites, and it might be products that you have. Let me know in the comments area down below if that's something that you think you'd like to see. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. Everything that I am going to use is going to be favorites that I've had at some point or another, and they basically are favorites from a little while back. Before I get on with the tutorial, I do want to take a moment and welcome so many new subscribers that I have. I gained many subscribers during our live stream that with Mary's live stream with Melissa 55 and Michelle Cinnamon Girl Beauty. I haven't had the opportunity to say welcome and to say thank you for being here, thank you for subscribing, thank you for your likes. Please leave me a comment, let me know who you are. I would love to get to know you, I really do. I answer all of the comments. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. I'm just gonna bring you up a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I believe that you are close enough. I'm going to start out with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is one of the first foundations that I really fell in love with. As you can see, I have lots and lots of dark spots. Actually, I'm not going to start out with this favorite. I'm going to start out with the Pores No More by Dr. Brandt. I used this for, I don't know, probably 6 months straight. I discovered it right when I started with YouTube. I think it was in my very first favorites video, and that was over a year and a half ago. And I really like this primer because it truly hides, diminishes, camouflages, whatever word you want to choose, the pores. And I truly need that, all the help I can get in that department. So I just add some on my nose. This is a tan, I've got something on my hand. It's tan or a skin tone, and it just blends really, really nicely. It's a little pricey, so if you want to give it a try, you can do what I do, and get the travel size, because I think the travel size is like $15, and the regular size is probably about $40. And your travel size it lasts because you just need a little bit of it. So I just add it wherever I have the largest pores. Now, as I was saying about the dark spots, I have a lot of dark spots on my face because I worshiped the sun in the 70s. I would use baby oil with iodine, and I would bake myself silly. So if I could go back and I could talk to my 17-year-old self, I would tell myself, don't do that. Look what you're going to end up with when you're 60. So my foundations have to be full coverage, and they do have to last, but most importantly, they have to be able to cover these dark spots. So I'm going to start off, like I said, with the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I don't want to be putting on and taking off my glasses, so I will leave everything that I'm using and the shades listed down below. Something that I do with foundations is I usually get them a little bit darker. If I use a foundation that is too light, then the dark spots will come out through, you can see it through the foundation. But if I get a foundation that is a little darker or the same color as my dark spots, then I could really do a pretty decent job at hiding them. And this foundation is definitely a little darker. And I'm just going to use my beauty tool that I really, really like. I'll probably add another layer of this foundation. But even with just one application, I think that you can see how it totally hides the dark spots. If you notice, I didn't add any foundation underneath my eyes, because if I add foundation underneath my eyes and then I add the concealer, it's packing product over product, which ends up showing so many of the lines. So I don't add any foundation underneath the eye. And if you like to use foundation underneath the eye, you can certainly do that. For my concealer, I'm using the MAC, and this is the Pro something or other, which I can't say, but like I said, I'll leave the name and the number. I purchased this quite a while back, and I used it lots. This is a thick concealer. The problem with this concealer is the packaging. You really don't have too much control when you pump. I just did a tiny little pump, and you see how much of that came out? And you just need a tiny little bit, because you're gonna see this goes all over the place. So what I do when I apply a concealer, I take a little bit of eye cream. I always keep the CeraVe eye cream by my makeup, and I add a little bit to it. You may have seen Laura from Shake Up Makeup talking about doing this. I've always done that as well, and I mix the concealer with a bit of the moisturizer, and it really helps to hide those lines. So I don't go really close to my eye. I try to take it low right down here, and then I'll push it up. I do that because if I apply the concealer right directly underneath my eye, you could just see all of those lines. So I have found that if I apply the concealer lower and then work my way up, it helps to diminish those lines. And then you look up so you can stretch the under eye area. Now to set it, instead of using a powder, which on me does not work, if I add any powder right now, you can really see those lines. So what I do is I have a brush that I use just for this, and as you can see, it has sort of a point. This is a Morphe brush, but you could use whatever you have on hand. And then I just take the Makeup Mist and Set by e.l.f. This is very inexpensive. I think it's about $3. And I've used this for a long time, and I spray my brush with it. I learned this technique from a makeup artist years ago. And then I just go underneath, and you can use any setting spray that you like. And that really helps a lot in setting your concealer while not giving you that bringing out the lines. If you're like me and have lots of lines underneath your eyes, I feel like I have way too many lines, but it is what it is. It's what happens when we approach 60. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now I'm going to use another oldie, another old favorite, and this is the MAC Paint Pot, and this is in Painterly. I have another one that I use as well, which right now I have no clue where it's at. And the nice thing about this MAC Painterly or Paint Pot, they have various shades, is that it just covers any veins or any darkness, anything that you might have on your lid that you may want to cover. This does the trick, and it doesn't crease, it doesn't get nasty. So I just add a bit of it. Now, I don't have oily lids. I have to be very careful with any type of eye primer, because since I don't have oily lids, when I add an eye primer or even this, I have to be careful with it because my eyes get really creepy. For the most part, my eyes aren't too creepy. You use a primer to dry that area and draw some of the oil. So if you have an oily eyelid, then it's perfect for you. I don't. I just added a little bit just in order to cover any darkness, anything that I had on there. Okay, for my shadows today, I am going to use an old favorite. Everything in this video is an old favorite. And this is the Warm Spectrum from Zoeva. I love this palette. I have two. I have the Nude Spectrum and the Warm Spectrum. My brother bought these back for me from London. And I love it. Unfortunately, they're not sold in Scotland, so I wasn't able to get any while I was there. But you can go on the Zoeva website and purchase these now. They're readily available. They don't have any colors, so what I'm going to do is I'll just show you. I'm taking, this is the palette, by the way, and I'm going to start out with this shade right here, and I'm going to place that all over my lid. I'm taking a pointy brush. You could use any brush that you like. I'm going to take this mauve shade right there, and I'm going to start creating a crease. As you can see, I have very hooded eyes. So what I do is I just keep my eyes open, and that's where I apply. So it's basically over my natural crease. And I'll show you in a moment why I do that. Okay, so as you can see the shade right here. And as you can see, you can't see it here. So that's why I go above and make a crease right there. I'm going to use a fluffy brush so I can blend it. These shades, I love this palette. It's truly one of my favorites, and I don't give it as much love as I should. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take this pumpkin shade and I'm going to mix it with this first shade here, and I just stuck my nail in the palette. And I'm going to go up a little bit further just to make a transition there. Okay, let me show you what I got until now. And you could very well leave it like this and just add some mascara and then you're done, but I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to use the purple that I just stuck my nail in right here. And I'm going out in the outer corner. And then I'm going, whatever is left over, I'm bringing it into my crease. And the reason you want to pile the shades like that is in order to give it some more definition. I'm going to go back in with the fluffy brush and I'm going to blend. Show you. Now I'm going to take this shade. It's a mauve there. It is a shimmer, and just with my finger I'm going to go in and I'm just going to place it, which is not an easy task with my nails. Now I'll go back with my fluffy brush and just eliminate any of the harsh edges on it. I didn't go all the way into the inner corner of my eye. This is a flat shader brush from Zoeva, and yeah, I can't see the number on it. I'm going to use this light shade right here. This is also a shimmer, and I'm going to use that in the inner corner of my eye just to open up the eye a bit. And that's what I have up until now. I'm going to do something a little bit different for my lower lash line. I'm going to use Cabana, which is an old favorite. This is by Smashbox, and this is the Always Sharp. The nice thing about these is that they really last a long time, plus you can smudge them out, and I really like that. So I'm going to do my lower lash line with this green And you're probably saying, really, Marlene, you're mixing the green with the purple and the pumpkin and all that? Yep, that's what I'm doing. You know why? Because it's just makeup. And if it doesn't look good, I could always wash it off and start all over again. Now I'm taking another flat shader brush, also by Zoeva, and I am going to smudge that green. And because when we start reaching, when we're at 60, it's very difficult for us to see what we're doing without glasses, so I need to kind of spread some of that light champagne shade that I added on there because it's all over the place. Oh yeah, I'm just bringing it in to meet the cabana, sorry, to meet the cabana. If you can see that. I hope I've been in focus this whole time. This is another favorite. It is also by Smashbox, the Always Sharp. And this is Sumatra. It's a dark brown. I just love these. And I'm just going to go ahead and do my upper line, that tight line, I guess it's called. And I'll do a little bit in the inside of my lower lash line. I think I need a little bit of something. I'm going back into the Zoeva palette. And I'm going to go back in with that champagne. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some in this flat brush and I'm going to spray it with some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to add some right in the center. To carve my brows, I'm going to use, this is Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Pencil, and I always used to do this and I kind of sort of gotten away from it. But basically I just carve my brows and then I will eliminate any harsh lines from there. I just feel it helps make the lashes look, the brows look nice and well done. For my brows, I'm using also, obviously, an old favorite. Why? Because this is past favorites video. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I don't need to do a lot to my brows, so all I do is maybe fill in some of the where they're a bit more sparse or where there's gray. Can't stand that gray. I'm taking a brush. Using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. No, it's not the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It's the Anastasia Brow Gel. Here it is. It's that one. Now what I do is I just go ahead and spread that Pro Pencil that I just added right there. Here's a nice favorite. The Too Faced, and this is the Dark Chocolate Soleil. I use this to bronze my face, and you probably are thinking, well, you don't need to bronze your face anymore, but you know what? In order to cover those dark spots, I really do need to. It just helps mesh everything together, and I just feel that the dark spots are just not as noticeable when I do that. I even put some on my nose. Give me the sense that I've been out in the sun. Okay, I'm going to go back with my Pro Pencil and I'm going to add some on the outer corners of my eyes because I like it to go up instead of down because my eyes are already droopy enough as they are. I don't need any additional help from shadows. You could do that with concealer. You could do it with anything you want, really. Use some tape, use foundation, whatever rocks your boat. All right, I'm gonna add some mascara off camera. You didn't want to see me putting on mascara. Anyway, I'm going to use the Stila. I've added mascara. You know, I wanted to tell you this. I take some MAC Fix Plus and I spray. And then I take my sponge, whatever sponge I may be using, and I press it in, and it really helps just lock in the foundation. This is the unfiltered one, I believe it was, and I really, really like this. Let me show you, in case you're not familiar with this palette. Oh, there you go. Isn't that pretty? they are so pigmented. You have to be so careful with this palette. I'm going to take the plum shade. Let me show you again because I didn't show you that plum. The one that I'm using. It's this one right up here. Isn't that pretty? Now I'm taking a fan brush. This palette includes a highlight, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. It's this one right here. And I'm just going to lightly do the tops of my cheeks. Okay, for lipstick, I'm going to use one by Guerlain. Isn't that a beautiful packaging? Let me show you this again. Look at that, how pretty. I just love it. Look how pretty that top is. So basically what you do is you just unscrew it and bring it out. This is more of a stain. I just colored my hair myself. I did that yesterday. All right, so this is the finished look. What do you think? Do you like these shadows? Tell me the truth. Do you like the look? That was pretty easy. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you did as well. Let me know if you have any old favorites that you would like to see me using. If you like this idea about using old favorites, please let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you subscribe and that you stay. If you are subscribed and are new to my channel, I hope you enjoy it here, and please leave me some comments so I can get to know you. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for visiting with me. I truly appreciate it. And don't forget, ladies, follow your passion, whatever it may be. I'll see you next time. Bye.